Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham reaction for Matchday 6, EFL League 1, Birmingham City 3, Wrexham AFC 1. Yes, the big game had a big game feel, and we got a big result, not in our favor. But as you can see on the thumbnail, has there been some lessons learned? And I hope we have learned some lessons tonight. So let's talk about that. We had a couple interviews to get into from Parkinson and George Dobson. So we're going to talk about those things too. I have not watched them yet, so I'm going to ease into that too. Yes, it was a 3-1 victory tonight, and fair play to Birmingham City. They did very well. They did very well tonight, and we scored first, but they battled back and they controlled the game. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth tonight. So smash the like on the video, get involved in the chat, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We've had one of our best days, even though we had got the L today, which was great. So thank you to the amazing community and also the gifts that everyone went out there to everyone getting gifts of membership, which is awesome. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Nikki D is first, and Nikki D, I apologize for earlier. It was a frustrating game, and maybe I took it out slightly on you for 2 seconds. So I apologize to you, my guy. I love you. Marie Soka says, hi. And yes, I did shave. I did. I look like I'm 12 years old. I wish I looked like 12 years old. All right. Shall we get into this? Before I get into the all right, listen, I'm going to give my overall thoughts because, a lot goes on. A group hug. Yes, a group hug is started out. Yes, a big group hug, says Carol in HR. Yes, a big group hug. Listen, that was a frustrating game. It was a very frustrating game. Welcome to League One, as you could possibly say. Ashley from the Posh, from Up the Poshcast said that to me. And yes, it was a frustrating game. Listen, I'll say this. We are very, very lucky to be involved in these type of games, involved in the pageantry of a game like this. In League One, it's never heard of. Tom Brady was there. Beckham was there. I wasn't there. But Rob was there in my stead, so it was, I'm joking, obviously. It's a big match. It had that big game feel. And we went into that feeling that, listen, and I went and I said, this is not a title decider. It hasn't. And we had some good moments. We had some decent moments. We had some things that we need to learn on. And I think Parkinson behind the scenes is going to say, and I haven't watched his interview yet, so don't spoil it, Marie from SoCal. I know you did watch it. You told me you did. These are learning lessons. They're learning lessons. Yes, a friggin' light show, for God's sakes. They had a goddamn light show. So what we're gonna take is this. This isn't the end of the season. It's not the start of the season. We packed some good points in the beginning of the season. We did very well in August. I'm going to be very, very pragmatic about this. We did very well in August, packing our points in. And Birmingham are a good side, no matter what. Stansfield, May, everyone. We thought their back line was leaky. They controlled the match. They had 70% of the possession, and that's not great. But we can draw games. I think we could have done some things better. We started out hot and heavy. You start in a relationship hot and heavy. And then it kind of cooled off. They got into the match. After they scored, I don't think we recovered. I really don't think we recovered. And I haven't looked at anything yet. But this is just my take on it. And by the way, great Rexham show. The Rexham show, which was great. The call-in show was great with Stace and with Patty and Big L and Nikki D came on there too. It's a great show. We're going to do all that. That's going to be happening for the rest of the season. It's good immediate reaction for the fans and everybody. So I'll put that out there for the Rexham show. But I'll say I'm disappointed, but I'm also, how do you take the positives out of this? We take the positives where we learn from it. We weren't at our best. We weren't at our best. They controlled this match. JM getting a goal was fantastic. It got a little chippy at the end. They got somebody sent off. I get it. That guy was all put himself about. The ref kind of lost control of the game when it was already gone. We let the game slip away from us, to be honest. After they scored the goal, the game slipped away from us. I'm not sure what Parkinson's going to say. I'm going to watch it in a minute with all of you and have an honest reaction from it. But the game, we had a good spell. We started off really great, and then after they scored, they just went up a gear, and we didn't go up a gear ourselves. We kind of were just passengers in the game. We sat back too deep. No one had a terrible game. I can't say that no one had a terrible game. Yes, I got a lot of stick talking about AO, he pushed the ball on the first goal. He pushed that ball out. Yes, it was hit hard. I don't give a crap. But you push that ball out wide. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone on this channel says. You push that ball out wide. You don't push it back into the center of the box, no matter how hard it is. They train on that. He should be doing that with his feet, with his hands. I'm sorry. That's my take, and I'm entitled to have that. I don't care. And everyone is entitled to have their take on that too for the first goal. You push that ball out wide. You push it wide. You don't push it back in the center of the 6. And Stansfield was right there putting it back in the box. And fair play, he did really well to put that in the back of the box. But AO has to do better and push that ball out wide. That's my take. It was not his fault to give up that goal completely, but our defense should have been on it if he does push it out there. The second goal they had, a wonderful cross in and a great header, unbelievably great header. And the third goal was an absolute blinder. Just a long, no one can get that shot. That's a great shot. They had 3 great goals. We didn't react as a team. We didn't give up, but we didn't react as a team. That's my take. Mullen came on. He ran himself about. Didn't really affect the game at all. Dobson ran himself about. Was really good in the middle of the park. They just took control of this game. Once we scored, they took control of the game. They said, okay, come here. Welcome. We're going to show you how it goes. They're a beatable team. On a different night, we could have won this game. I can't wait till we get them back at home at the Stoke. I cannot wait. Good news is we're still top of the league. Great. And let's take these lessons and let's learn from them and let's take them on for the rest of the season. I wanted to win the match, but to our promotion and how we've been to the last couple of years, we're always going to be challenged. And I think this is a good challenge to have early in the season. This is a good stepping stone for us to be like, okay, now you know you're going to fight. So League One, here it is. Now you know you're going to fight. You got punched in the mouth. You got a bloody lip tonight in Birmingham. Fair play to us. How are we going to react to this? So now we have a bloody lip. What are we going to do? We didn't show up after they scored, but now we have a bloody lip. So welcome to League One. And what are we going to do about it? Are we going to fight? Or are we going to fold? I think we're going to fight. So if I'm going to talk out of both sides of my ass, I'm glad we got punched in the mouth tonight, because all the pundits, not the local pundits, that were saying we're going to walk this league, Hollywood FC, League One, we're on top. No, this was never, ever going to be an easy task for us. And I never want to lose a game. And we didn't have a bad account of ourselves. But do not go into a game, get punched in the mouth, and not react. We got punched in the mouth in a league sense, our lips bloody. How are we going to react? That's what I'm going to take out of this. So is the lesson learned? Are we going to get on our back foot, or are we going to go forward? I think we're going to go forward. I think Parkinson and the rest of the squad, they're traveling back tonight to Wrexham with great support. By the way, fantastic support tonight from all the traveling Wrexham fans. Congratulations to you. But I think we take this as the learning experience. And you know what? Let's go. We're still top of the league, but it was never, ever going to be easy. That's my 2 cents. If anyone gives a crap, whatever. I do. Carolyn HR says, we got outplayed, but a team spent 35 M's transfer window, and we could have played with them. We didn't play well, but it was a good lesson. That's what I'm saying. We got punched in the mouth tonight. How are we going to respond? No time we've come up in the last 2 years, it's been easy. We got pushed by Notts. Last year, we came in second against Stockport, who are a great side. This is actually good for us, and they never want to lose a match. Going as a big occasion, you never want to lose a match. So that's all I want to say on that. Birmingham are a good club. Yes, they're a very good club. They should go up this season. They should, but no one's guaranteed that. You can spend £35 million. You can have the best players on the pitch, but do they gel? Tonight they gelled. They look great. You cannot deny it. They looked great. And, we have some learning to do. We absolutely do. Carolyn H. also goes on to say, if you told us that we'd get out of the first 6 games, 14 points, we have all taken that in a heartbeat, laugh out loud. Absolutely. There's perspective. That's what I'm saying. I know people are going to be like, you want to paper it. No, I get it. What are you going to do? We lost. We lost the match tonight. But it was I'm so happy we're here. Look where we were a couple of years ago. I'm so glad we're here and we're competing in this capacity. We didn't cringe. We just didn't have a good match. They played better. They did. They outplayed us tonight, and that's the key. All right, so we have an interview with Parkinson, which we're going to get to right now, and I'm going to pop this up real quick, and I'm going to talk to our guy, Phil Parkinson.
Phil, defeat tonight against Birmingham City. What's your overriding assessment of the match?
Started terrifically well. First 20 minutes, I thought we were in control without the ball, but we're in control with the ball at times as well. They looked a nervy team. They kicked the ball out of play 4 or 5 times in that period. And the first attempt on goal has resulted in a goal. And the goal lifted them, which you're going to expect. But I thought it knocked us too much. And we stopped playing with any quality. And we gave the ball back to a very good team too many times.
Yep.
But equally, we got to half-time with them only having that one attempt. And, we were in a good place going into the break. And, we've got to be honest, in the second period, did we engage the ball quick enough in that final third?
We didn't.
But, when you give quality players time to pick a cross out like that, the likelihood is that quality will produce. And obviously the shot from the edge of the box. So, listen, full house here tonight. They're 3-1 up. It's a tough challenge to come back to it. It wasn't a lack of effort from the lads.
No.
We've just got to look at periods of the game. Could we do better? It's just that the lads in there that, if you look back over the last few years, we've conceded goals in, pivotal games for us. Bournemouth at home for one, and we've reacted better. Now, so far this season, we've hardly conceded a goal.
Yeah.
We've hardly been behind in games. So tonight was a lesson for us. If that happens, we've got to regroup quicker than we did, accepting that they were a good team tonight and it gave them a huge lift. But our quality level needed to go up rather than down. But listen, all in all, it's been a fantastic start to the season for us. If you go in the first 3 games of the season away, Bolton, Peterborough.
What's going on? Sorry, it's a long clip.
Only lose 1. That's an outstanding effort from the lads. And we'll learn from tonight. And through the season, you learn all the time. And we'll take the lessons from this evening into the next few games.
I will tell you right now, I did not listen to this interview, but it has lesson learned up there. And knowing what I think he's thinking in the back of his head, we did not lesson learned. So he's going back and he's like, okay, what did we do wrong? How did we not respond to that? We played well. They scored. They didn't knock the stuffing out of us. We were always there. We didn't give up. But he's saying basically the same. He's saying what I'm saying here too. It's like they scored. And we didn't react. It's all like, how quickly can you react and recover? We never put our heads down, but we didn't go and embrace the game. That lifted them. The crowd was there. We played, I'll say it right now, and I said it going into this match. We played the occasion, not the game. We have good players out there. They have players that might cost more money. We have good players out there that compete on every single person on that pitch on either side. We have players to compete in this game. We just got knocked out, and we didn't get knocked out. We got knocked when they scored, and we didn't recover. And they took it to another level, and we didn't match it. We didn't give up, but we didn't match it. In the second half, second half, it got away from us. It definitely did. We tried. I think he subbed a little bit too late. Mendy and Rev coming on late. It was just, I'm not going to say, he's going to – I know everyone talked about him – subbing too late, but the game was gone. It was just one of those games. It was almost like it was just gonna go out. It was just gonna fall out. It was gonna go. So to be fair, I feel like this is a big learning experience. And in hindsight, I'm saying, let's use it. Great. Let's use this. Let's use it, and let's figure out how to capitalize on it. And it's good for us. We're bloody lip. And let's go on and do that. A little bit more here. Sorry, that was a long quote from the gaffer, but I want to get to it a little bit more.
Documented the players that Birmingham have brought in and the summer that they've had. But the lessons like tonight, can they be valuable for you this season?
Yeah, I think you learn all the time. You learn when you win. We spoke about the Shrewsbury game and what we could do better. Of course, listen, they've spent more than any other team, outside the Premiership, so they're going to have a lot of talent above this level on the pitch. And you could see the pressure was clearly on them at the start of the game. Yeah. But once they got the goal, they grew into it. And we found them at times difficult to cope with. And we've got to accept that. But like you say, we'll learn from it. We'll watch the game back as a staff, and we'll look to improve in all areas of the game for the weekend.
Normally we play that role. Where we're the big dog. I think that one of the biggest lessons that we need to learn from this experience, and he said it there too, is that there was a lot of pressure. You could see they kicked the ball out 5-6 times, at the beginning of the match. Oh, we're supposed to be the big dog. Normally we're that team. We're not that team this year. That's one of the biggest lessons I think that we need to learn going into the rest of the season. I really do. I feel like Parkinson will grab them by the scruff of the neck and say, hey, what happened out there? Learn from this. What can we do? What did you do wrong? And hold people accountable. Hold absolutely people accountable. From AO to JM, who scored, to Ali, to everyone. Hold people accountable what we did wrong. This is not a season decider. Absolutely not a season decider. But I'll tell you this is one where it's good that it happened now. It really is. I'm glad we're still top of the league. I'm glad that we can learn from a losing experience. Even when you win, you need to learn how to learn. I'm saying learn a lot. You need to figure out how to learn from that. We're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. But I don't think the good thing, what I noticed throughout the match, and I'm going to watch it back as well, was that we never put our heads down. We always tried. We just could not get control of the game. We sat back too much. We gave them too much respect when they grew into the game. I wanted someone to get a smash. I mean, someone should have smashed someone in the middle of the park, let them know we're still here. We didn't do that. Dobson was all over the pitch, and Dobson's going to talk in a minute. But, we just didn't do that.
Ahead to the weekend, Crawley Town at the Stoke Kairas. It seems like a good opportunity for your players to bounce back at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Listen, during the season, you're going to lose games of football.
Yeah, you will.
It happens. You've got to take it on the chin and you've got to move forward as a group. And we will do that at the weekend. And I'm looking forward to that already, getting the lads back in tomorrow. Because
they want to be back on the pitch now.
We will have Wednesday off. We've got a reserve game tomorrow. Get a few players some minutes in that game and have a good look at the game and look at what we did so well at the start. And what we didn't do so well after the goal. But also, you've got to give them credit as well. After that goal, they kind of went up several notches and we didn't respond as we'd have liked, but we'll improve for that.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, we didn't match their energy. We didn't match it. They scored, they went up that knot. We did not do that. We didn't capitalize on it. We really didn't. And it's okay. It really is okay. It's sport. And there was a crowd there. It was great. It was fantastic. But we didn't take that next step up. And to be fair, you got to give Birmingham credit. You really do. They're supposed to walk the league, but you never know. You got to go out and play the matches. Gary's got a quote here, a message here real quick. But, I like what Parkinson and I'm telling you, we had that conversation. I get him. I absolutely get him. I haven't talked to Ivan. Ivan has not messaged me. I thought he would be messaging me right now. I don't know if he's up or not, but there's no Ivan message yet. So if Ivan does text me, I'll let you know. But he has not messaged me yet. Gary Langston, Birmingham fan here. How you doing, Gary? Welcome to the show. Always good to have other fans on. That's why it's called a local pundit. Yes, we are a Wrexham dedicated show, but I love having other people on. We had some in the chat earlier tonight. Birmingham fan here. The battle was one loss in the midfield. We managed to crowd out your midfield, forcing you to play longer where our center halves could control the tempo. I thought we gave you too much respect, Gary. I thought, and I don't mean that in disrespect. I thought when you guys scored, we were on the ropes. And it wasn't a rope-a-dope. We were on the ropes where it's like you guys punched us in the mouth and we didn't know how to recover from that. It was almost, and everything just kind of came in, and we didn't collapse completely. We just couldn't get back into our rhythm. We had no rhythm to this game. There was no, we just sat back and let you kind of big brother, little brother us, And again, I will say this: we played the occasion after you scored, not the game. And you guys were all over us. You really were. And the stats were terrifying. I'm going to bring it up right here. The stats were absolutely terrifying. And Gary, good to see you again. The stats were terrifying. Where is it right now? Match stats and Stanfield, good on him. I don't 15 M's. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Okay, 6.7. There it is. 3.2 and possession, not great. 5 and 8. I don't know where we had 5 shots. I doubt it. One of them was Mendy at the end. Shots on target, 6-3. Shots off target, 2-1. Blocked shots, not much there. Goalkeeper saves. Okay. Aerial duels, one about even there. Fouls. There's a lot of fouls. 23 fouls, mostly at the end. Corners 5-1, and there goes my phone, as you can see. And Ivan is here. Ivan is here. Okay. Ivan is here. Okay. But yes, there was not. They controlled the match. They absolutely controlled the match, and we didn't recover, and they didn't respond. Ivan is here. Hi, buddy. I want to message him. Hi, live show. Hi, bud. I mean, do I do it? Does Ivan want to come say hi? I don't know. But let me get through a couple things before we do that, because I'm trying to make a positive spin on this, and I get it. But I get it. Ken says, "Hey, good call, Gary." But Ivan is here. I know he has something to say for sure. Gary says, "I was nervous going into the game. The first 20 minutes could have been gone either way. As soon as you got the goal, it knocked our lads a little too, and yeah, you did. You guys did very, very well after that, and you did really well. And good luck to you for the rest of the season, Gary. Always welcome back. I appreciate it. Cheers for the point, fella. Cheers for the points, fella. Absolutely, Matthew Butler. There you go. Matthew, I'm sure, is there too. Let me get through this, and I'll bring Ives in a second. I have something more. I want to talk about the Dobson thing going on there too. But again, they responded. We did not respond. They did not respond. Let me see. Dobson's going to have a quick interview here.
This league defeat tonight against Birmingham City. What are your thoughts after the match?
Obviously disappointed. It was a really good game. Obviously, 2 amazing supports, and we started so well for the first 20 minutes. Obviously, scoring with the early goal, and we had a nice bit of control, like in and out of possession for the first 20. Obviously, they then scored, which rocked us a little bit, and that was probably the disappointing bit. We then probably struggled for up until they scored both goals at the start of the second half, and we then just probably didn't use the ball quite well enough tonight. But it happens. It was a real tough game. That they've spent a lot of money. They're a really strong team. So, but the belief's really strong in the group. We've had a fantastic start, and one little blip isn't going to change that.
Yeah, talking about the money there too. He's like, "Hey, listen, I love Dobson. I think Dobson has been our best player of the season. I think Dobson was a revelation. He didn't stop running. He's always there. He's always there. He was there and thereabouts, and he did very well tonight. I'm not, for me, 6 out of 5, almost a 7. But we got overrun in the middle of the park. They bring up the money thing. I get it. They spent a lot of money. Everyone can spend a lot of money, but how they gelled. They gelled tonight. Birmingham gelled tonight. We did not. When we got hit, we didn't bounce back. That's what happened tonight. And Matthew Butler says, "Cheers for the points, fella." Matthew Butler, well done, brother. I love it. And Marie from SoCo says, "Love Dobson." To be honest, you had a great away following, plenty of noise. All the best of the rest of the season. Thank you, Matthew Butler. And I'm assuming he's a Birmingham fan. And you're always welcome back, my friend. And thank you, Matthew. Absolutely, you're always welcome back. But Parky here it's been a great player for us so far, a great player. And I'm really happy to see him just coming out. And it's tough to come out and do an interview after get beat. It really is. It really is, especially in a case like that. This guy can handle it. I think he knows we could have played better just by his cadence. Like, okay, we could have played better. We could have played better.
That's had lots of experience at this level before. What did you make of Birmingham tonight, and what did you make of the challenge that was presented to you?
Yeah, it was very tough. They had overloads. They used overloads really all over the pitch, and it was tough for us to get up the pitch at times. But that's you're not going to have competition like that every week. So it's a great learning curve for us. It's one that we can really dissect and look at and learn a lot from to take into the games for the rest of the season. But like we were saying inside, we've had a really good start, and that's just one minor blip, and then we've got a fantastic opportunity Saturday to bounce back and get the momentum going again.
That's the thing what I want to say too, and I bring Ivan here. He's right in the background. I'm going to bring him in a second here. That's the thing. It's like he just said it. You're not going to face opposition like that every season, every week, and that's the good thing about the league. They're a fantastic side. Can you take the learning experience and hear what we did? He said we couldn't get up the pitch. Can you take that and move it forward to evaluate and be like, okay, how do we be better? How do we come out, and how do we not listen? Crawley Town's not as good as Birmingham, right? We all know that. So can he take? I feel like I'm not a mind reader, but he's like, we could have done better. He's putting out a good face, but I feel like he's a little bit frustrated. I'm going to bring Ivan in. I'm going to finish the interview as he goes. He's going to pop in and have his say as well. If I can do things correctly. I can't do things correctly. You know that, but hi, Ivan. I'm going to finish this interview up, and then we'll get your say as well. How you doing, brother?
All good. You go. You do your thing.
Okay.
Look at the wider picture, joint top on the league table, and a really positive start to the season. Is it one that you feel you can really build on now as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're always going to lose games. You're not going to go 46 unbeaten. It's how you react to them.
Mm-hmm.
We probably didn't react quite well enough to conceding because it was a little bit. We haven't had that in four or five games, so it was like, maybe rocked us a little bit.
Yeah.
But we, it's a great learning curve for us and for the whole team and everyone is something that we can really look at to see where we just probably need to be that little bit better to keep growing.
You want to take that one? Welcome in. What he's trying to say there? I know you want what he's trying to get out there. You're on mute. Yeah.
Sorry.
You want to take that?
Good day, everybody. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure whether what time you're gonna be on today, just because everything is different with weekday. Yeah. So good to see you. And look, with the interviews, I think he's saying all the right things. It is a learning curve, and you can't win all the games. I think he's saying all the sensible things. It's nothing to add really. Very, very, very much straight to the point. Yeah.
Do you think I think he's frustrated. I think he's frustrated.
Of course they are. It was a very tough game, and the team didn't look as good as they used to, and everybody's frustrated that it all turned out the way it turned out.
Yep, I agree. We'll finish up this interview and then we'll do a deeper dive together. Let's do that.
Sure.
Yep.
In action on Saturday, back at the Stoke Kairas. Just how motivated are you and everyone in that dressing room to bounce back from tonight and get a positive result?
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, 13 points from 6 games is a really good return to start the season. So no one's going to be too down. And you felt that from the fans. They were obviously unbelievable tonight, and the way they were at the end as well. That they know that the whole club and the team there's something really good building. So that one result tonight isn't going to change that. So we're looking forward to being back home. We've started really well at home, and hopefully we can continue that on Saturday.
We'll take this down real quick and then we'll get back into it. Ives, you saw the Parky interview. I had my say. We had you haven't had your say yet, and thanks for coming in. I know we were just chatting. I was like, I knew he was back there. I was like, my boy's in there. I felt, I'm just saying, Dobson to me was like kind of sitting on it. He's like, we got to run here, and we're better. We're a better team. We're a better team than we showed.
Look, I'm actually not upset at all, to be honest. This is the first game.
Yeah.
This is the first game where it was all very logical. That's the first game this season where we were supposed to lose this game. Like we were never going to win this game. The best we could hope for was a sneaky draw. In my head, at least, that's my opinion. We lost it. We were supposed to lose it. Birmingham is a championship level team, even right now, not only on paper, but the way they played. Our style of football doesn't work with this kind of setup that they have. It's just very hard to win the game playing against that kind of team. They completely outplayed us. We scored too early. There is a thing that it is a thing when you score too early. Yeah. We scored too early. We don't have a plan B. That's another game when we sit and and go just again, no emotions, no negative emotions. Actually, it was very neutral. I was just looking at it and saying like, yep, that's all very logical. Yes, that is all. It all makes sense.
I think the plan B was sit and hold. I think plan B was sit and hold. I agree with it, but I think plan B was sit and hold. We gave them way too much respect, and then they scored the goal, and we gave them more respect.
Maybe. I mean, it's a valid point. I don't think plan B was to sit and hold. I think that we played good football for 2 minutes, minute 13 and minute 14. That was the
4-3
in my like 2.5 minutes of good football the entire game we played when we looked on par with Birmingham after we scored. Yes. So that's why I don't think the plan B was to sit and hold. We got forced into that because we kept on playing the plan A, which against a team like Birmingham doesn't work because they negate our direct style of football by having well-organized and high-class defense, which can preempt those long passes, isolate the players, and will not let the midfield get into play. Our midfield was it was just gone. There was no midfield. We usually do it very successfully ourselves. We kind of switch our own midfield off when we are attacking because we just bypass them. We use them a lot when we're defending and we forcing turnovers, but when we're creating, we don't use the midfield much. But today it was even less so. Even in defense, it was not really there, and our best players are in the midfield. So yeah, you're looking at it as like, yep, that's what's supposed to happen. It happened. Not a drama. It's not a tragedy. There will be a league in Birmingham. So Birmingham, if nothing goes wrong, they will be number one by far. With the odd miracle that is going to happen, another team's going to take the points away from them because they are now slowly gelling and producing consistent play. So there will be the rest of the league, and there will be Birmingham. And that's no surprise to anybody. So yeah.
And that's why you said no drama. But we'll go back and we'll get through the goals. We'll get through a couple of things too. Take the occasion in there. What do you make of the occasion for us to build up everything like that and going in? What do you make of that? Like, it felt big. It felt like a big game.
Yeah. Well, all the celebrities up there, big ownership, 28,000 people in the stadium, PR in America, in the UK, great for the promotion of League One and football altogether, in America especially. So the occasion was as big as it gets for the lower league football game. And I think the supporters did really well. The fans, you could hear them. The occasion, we dealt with it just fine. It's just the football that did not really work for us too well. But then again, it's fair. They were a better team.
They were a better team. I want to give JM a shout. I'm so happy for him, getting a goal, but didn't. You can't. Mullen. Let's take two sides of it too, and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off. JM's playing very well. Mullen seems to be pushing. He had a great goal on midweek, on the weekend, whatever, with the League Cup match. But JM deserves his spot. I know it was his poacher's goal, but how does Parkinson deal with this going forward? Because he's going to get pressure to put on Mulls. How does he do? How does he do this and then take the positives and the man management there? What's going to happen? What do we think is going to happen?
Up until Mullen is scoring, coming off the sub, he's not getting a starter. I think it's pretty simple. Mullen has to start scoring when he comes in. Up until then, JM will be playing unless he has a 3 or 4 dry games in a row and wasting too many sitters and obvious chances. Up until then, nothing is going to change. JM is going to play, and if it does, it will not be good for morale of the troops, because you don't push away a striker who scores almost every game now. I would love to see JM and JM and Mullen play together instead of Palmer, but that's not going to happen. It's just wishful thinking. I think Mullen wanted to turn into Suarez for a second today, almost bit the guy's leg off.
Yeah,
that was a bit ugly. I didn't like that. That's just
I don't think I saw a close up of. I don't know if he actually did it, but
he changed his mind last second. He was like,
yeah, I'm not saying, yeah. So in essence, they're like, JM's got to be top, got to feel great. I mean, he's a Golden Boot winner. You know what I mean? He's got to feel great, but he also knows that, like, I know that this guy's on my shoulder here, and granted we've lost, but Parky just he can't. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because Mullen wants to get on. He slicked his hair back tonight, tried to look a little Peaky Blinders mouth, but it's. I find that to be a little bit of an issue going on there too. By the way, John Randall, this is what I said. We needed a spanking. It's a good learning lesson. I think this is going to be us, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm so happy for JM. We lost, but Mullen looks like they've reversed roles. Obviously, Mullen looks like JM last year, trying too hard. And granted, he had a beautiful goal on the weekend or the other day, but he looks like he's trying too hard. What's the mentality there?
Yeah, he's a superstar. In his head, he's a superstar. He wants to get back into the lineup. To be honest, I mean, at this stage, it would be logical for a coach to let them both play. I think it would be logical. But the only way he's getting back on that team is by pushing JM out. I think that is I don't think if it's a good conflict in a good way, good conflict that we need to have. I don't think it's the right way to clash those guys together. We need to combine them and make the most out of it, but that's not up to me to decide.
Okay. You want to talk about the goals?
Jam scored lucky goal, poacher's goal, bounced his way, ricochet on the way in. He did the only thing that he could have done is when the ball off the corner or set piece bounces in the direct vicinity of a 6-yard box like that with a lot of bodies in front of you, your only chance is to go low and hard. That's what he done. Low and hard, first touch shot. With a bit of luck, it went in. Perfect. Good. And their goals, AO could have done a bit better. It was a decent shot, power-wise, and I think the way the ball moved laterally before the shot, his vision was a little bit restricted by one of our own players, so he was reacting just a split second late. Good on him for getting to the ball. He made a stop, but just like in hockey, sometimes when you attack 2-on-1. You just shoot for the goalie's pads so that the rebound comes off the pads, and then the second forward picks it up and puts the puck in the net. Same happened here. May was shooting he was not shooting to score. He was shooting for a rebound. Yeah. And he got it. Ayo should have pushed it laterally to the side further, but just the way he reacted, I think the ball just bounced before he got to it. So we can't really blame him too much. He could have done better. Could have done a lot better. He was not happy about it. You could see it in his face. He was disappointed. But then the defenders should be on the bounce first. They should be on the rebound. They were not. Birmingham players are just good. They faster than we were on that day. At least he got to the ball first and finished. The second ball, too much. We were sitting way too low, giving the ball away too easy. You give them the time to set up a cross, they will set it up, they will cross it, delivered it perfectly, good header. Thank you very much. Sign and receive the check. That's it. There you go. You pretty much, well, what else do you expect? And the third goal is just a worldy overshot. Nobody's stopping that.
No one's getting
Again, you give them that pocket of space without challenging. Maybe if they would spend a bit more time challenging the midfielders instead of trying to bite the legs off and fighting. You could have done that instead, but emotions, I understand. Not the most rational use of energy, but again, who am I to judge? But AO has no chance of stopping that. Nobody has a chance of stopping that.
Maybe fingertips. That's going back in. That's going in the goal. It's going in. It's going in the goal.
It's a goal. But we're we just did not play like. Well, look, that's the reason why there was a classic study done on Stoke. I think it was a Stoke City a few years back when they moved from Championship to Premier League, and they played that sort of similar style to ours, and then they got into a lot of problems up top. Is because better defenders and better teams can play both styles.
Mm-hmm.
We can disrupt lower class teams by playing that direct sort of partisan football, disruptive football. But when you get to a certain level, the defenders and the entire team as such, they can play both styles. Mm-hmm. They are not confused by that anymore. They pretty much tell you, you want to play technical football, pass. If you want down to tiki-taka, we can do that. You want to play a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of direct, a little bit of pass, a little bit of possession, which was Birmingham tonight. They did just that. They combined. They played great. Like, they did a little bit of everything. They kept us on our toes. Yeah. They a little bit.
They took a punch and they used it. We got bloody lip. We didn't use it.
We poked the beast a little bit. We were like, and then like run. It's So that's what happened. They could play it. They could play it all. So what I was saying is that higher class teams can play both styles. You will not disrupt them by playing that kind of football that we were successfully playing before, and we will be playing that football successfully later on. Because against other teams who are not as strong as Birmingham, it's going to work again. Because those younger guys, they will be trying to play, pass football, system football, organized football. There you go. And we will be able to disrupt them because they're less experienced, they're less technical, they're less drilled, and they never played as high as some of those players who are on the Birmingham team right now. But these guys, they adapted to our style very fast, and that's what I mean. We didn't have a plan B. So I would like, in hindsight, or actually not even hindsight, if I was going into this game, my plan would be, okay, we need to mix it up a little bit. We're going to play direct every now and then, but we also, like those 2 minutes that I was talking about, we started playing that medium range pass. We started connecting the passes instead of just lobbing them. And our forwards had no chance.
Palmer was kind of not there today. Palmer was not there today.
Palmer was doing Palmer things. It works against weaker opposition. It doesn't work against stronger opposition. When he receives the ball isolated, he has no business trying to run around defenders. He needs to hold up. I knew a guy who scored 21 goals per season on a relatively high level, similar build to Palmer.
6'5".
The only thing he did, he would hold up the ball, look up, wait for a guy to run up, pass the ball, receive it back, shoot, score. So Palmer is quite often, literally, it was so easy, it was annoying. But Palmer is quite often trying to receive the ball, turn around with it, try to take on the defender. No, somebody told him he's a footballer. No, he's there to. It's a joke. It's a joke. He's there to receive the ball, which is he's good at. First touch, receive it, hold it, pass. He kind of gets a bit too excited every now and then. Mullen does it really well. He's a hold-up forward. We were talking about it the last time.
Channel 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Matt says he thought AO looked a little rattled, maybe a little bit too. We got a Birmingham City fan in the house, DNO. Listen, now you found out what you need to level to achieve. We're still top of the league, my friend. Thanks for the points. And the Zulu Army. Hey, listen, you guys had a great night. It's a long season. My friend. And this is your night. So there you go. And William Bo said, we didn't take a punch. We got kicked in the bollocks.
All of it. Punched in the face and in the balls. I mean, look, guys, Birmingham is the way they played today. They played like a normal mid-range championship team. So that is what we quite realistically can expect from an average team in the championship. That is the level of play.
So how do we learn from this too? And Greg says, because I'm shocked that Rev didn't come on early. We needed speed desperately. They could be outclassed. They didn't outclass us. We didn't respond appropriately. We didn't respond appropriately. I don't think we were.
Speed doesn't. No, we were. we just need to agree on terms. Some people say we're outclassed, meaning their players were better. We were outclassed, meaning tactically, meaning they had a better structured. In my opinion, yes, we were outclassed, but on many levels, not just one. It was a combination of things. Just the speed of Revan would not help the situation much.
I think I think what he's trying to say is like, do you think Revan moving, because Barney didn't have a great game, do you think Revan trying to push forward and get at their players, let it put them back? Because we got pinned in. You saw that. They scored, we got pinned in. We didn't push them back. We didn't get out the ball out wide, and we couldn't get the ball out wide. So Rev or Maka can go in and press their back line there and get how many crosses do we have in 3, 4, 3? How many?
Single digits, like single digits. It was
right?
Not many. I didn't even count, and the ones that went in, they were not dangerous whatsoever.
Right. So Barney usually does that well. I think what he's saying is that if we got Rev on, was pressing a little bit back, but you said earlier our midfield wasn't. I don't know.
So they are playing. They're playing 4-5-1. They are playing 4-2-3-1. With that formation, it's relatively easy to create an overload in defensive quarters and stop those fast players taking your players one-on-one, like Barnett usually does. He takes a player, gets in a free area, delivers a cross.
Mm-hmm.
With 4-5-1, you can relatively easy provide a backup, or what's called a balanced defensive player, to stop that. And that's what they've done all game long. Even if we had we had a couple of episodes when people were beating their players one-on-one, but the backup player was there to stop straight away. So they were better at creating those overloads. And guys, they had a player off for the last 15 minutes, right?
Yes, 10 minutes.
It did not look that way whatsoever. They were still.
The game's done. The game was. They
were. Yeah, but you by default have a overload when that happens, right?
For sure.
By default, we did not. So we were outclassed on a lot of levels. What we learned from that is that maybe, just maybe, we need to develop a plan B and start implementing it every now and then, because we just when our best plan A doesn't work, sometimes it pays to try something else.
Yeah. So, okay, to be fair, Michael Wolf wants to hear positives. Okay, we're not trying, but we're talking through it. Listen, we lost today, but it says lesson learned. We're trying to learn these lessons, okay? We're not sitting here but like, how do we lose games? Ivan and Josh and Ken and anyone else that comes in the channel is like, how do we just hate this team? No, we want to be better. So what do we do to learn from this game? I feel it's like, how do we take this back? I don't want to knee jerk it, Ivan, but what are we going to take back? What's he going to do? And how are we going to come back and win a game on what's in front of us on Saturday against Crawley Town? By the way, fair play. Yeah,
Josh, exactly the same way we played all these games before. Against Crawley, we can go back to the style of football we've been playing against, let's say, Shrewsbury or Reading or Peterborough, and we'll win. We give it our all. We work hard. We'll win again.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of football doesn't work against the teams like Birmingham. That's it.
Yeah.
That is the only difference.
A little bit more.
You need to start combining things. You need to start changing things up. I'm not a genius by far, but if I was a Birmingham City manager or a player, and I watch our defenders play long ball 79 out of 80 times, I think it's safe to assume that's what they're going to do.
But this was the only game we were penned in. This is the only game that we were.
I get it. That was the only game where it was so obvious.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because they were so much better. Do you know what I mean? I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying that if I was I put myself into my enemy's shoes, right?
Yeah.
I can make assumptions. And judging by our possession stats, judging by our possession, our passing accuracy, judging by the amount of long balls that we play, that's the assumptions I would have made.
Yeah. So what's Parky going to tell them this day off tomorrow, Wednesday, going in? You said Crawley. I know we're going into Crawley Town. For me, I would say this too. I'm like, hey, listen, that's not a title decider. And I never thought it was. I would love to have won that game. Going in, I felt very confident. So I feel like we have a bloody lip. What are you going to do about it? I don't want knee jerk. He's not. If he brings in Mullen on Saturday, I'll be pissed. He can't do that.
Guys, nothing bad had happened.
Yes.
There is no drama. There is no tragedy. Everything is okay. This was always supposed to happen. We're going to lose to teams like that.
Yeah.
Period. The way, just let the emotions disappear for a minute. Yes, we all love this club, but we have to be fair. And nothing unexpected had happened. The world has not ended. We just go back to playing the rest of the games the way we were playing before, and most likely we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is actually a good thing.
Yeah. Well, Parky's job right now is to win. He wants to win as many games as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And the way we were playing before would win us most of the games.
Yeah.
It's not going to win us games like this, but the majority of the games against the majority of the teams, it will be ugly. It will be a little bit of but we'll get the result.
We'll get the result.
Yeah. Well, in the championship, will this work? If you have Premier League players, yeah, maybe. But if you have equal players to the championship teams of the league, probably not. So, yeah. Please, do that make sense? Does it make sense?
It makes sense to me, and I'm going to take this on. Greg, Lee and Dobson were pretty invisible. Dobson looked really slow against their midfield. Rathbone was only one who had to pick. So let me take on the Dobson thing. Dobson's been our best player this entire season. Dobson was forced into chasing shadows tonight. Our whole midfield was, because they controlled the game. We sat too deep. We sat way too deep. We didn't put the pressure on. We didn't push back on them. But the reason why Dobson looked slow is because he was chasing shadows. And to Ivan's point, they were passing the ball very, very well. They controlled the ball very well. Their defensive line was pushed up very high, and we were sitting way too deep. That's why. So we were out of our own sorts. Now, I would suggest, my opinion, I would have put Ravon on earlier. And granted, we didn't react to their goals and try to push them back a little bit. We did not push them back. Like Ivan said, we were putting long balls up, trying to chase in the channels. Didn't work out. The game got away from us. We got away from what we do as disruptive football. I think we call it disruptive. We did not disrupt the game enough. Dobson is a disruptor. We didn't even counterattack. That's what we should have been doing. We got away from that because they were playing better football than us. I think that's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, because you can disrupt the teams that are disruptible on that level. We are playing the team that can play many styles of football. Those players can adapt quite easily. So again, just like I said, with that study that they done on Stoke, when you go up the level, those players, they can do it all. They giving you an option. We can play technical football. We can play a little bit of 50-50, or we can brawl. We can technical box. We can brawl. We were putting it in boxing terms. We were just trying to absorb the punches.
Yes.
So usually what we usually do, one of my hobbies is boxing. When you're boxing a brawler, if you're good enough, if your head movement is good enough, if your footwork is good enough, you can move. You can constantly provide that moving target, avoid the punches, let them tire out, and when he drops that right after that straight, your punch doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be placed good.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's down. They never done that. They never dropped that right. We kept on absorbing the punches, and before we knew it, we were on the ropes.
Yep.
In a massive knockdown. We got up, but we could not provide enough resistance. So we chose the wrong tactics against a technical fighter who can also be a brawler if you want him to be.
Would you have, see, that's a great analysis about it. Would you have, and thank you, Greg, and Saul says first 15 minutes dominated. Yes, I totally. So his first change was up front. Would you have done something different?
With regards to the subs?
Yes.
Yeah, earlier subs. I would have done earlier subs.
Earlier, I would made a different sub though.
No, earlier, and probably not. I would not let Fletcher on this game. I would get Palmer off, and I would get Mullen on. I would also get Cannon earlier because Rathbone was just not cutting the money in that kind of game. I think Cannon would be a bit more beneficial. And I would just ask the midfield to start actually moving the ball on the ground a little bit more, because look, we were losing at the point when we were losing 2-1. It was actually when we scored and we played those 2 minutes of football, the entire game that we had, only those 2 minutes of good football. After that, it was very clear that what we're doing is not working, and I would have made the subs accordingly so that I could change the style of play a little bit. So if that answers your question, yeah, I would probably be doing a lot of things differently.
Yep. And Dave Sherlock says, "Hey, welcome. How you doing, Dave? Good to see you. Wrexham will be fine. St. Andrews is a bear pit, very intimidating, and the occasion got to them. I said it going in, play the game, not the occasion. I think after we scored, they recovered. They started playing their game. We started playing the occasion. Good luck for the rest of the season. Keep right on." Thank you, Dave Sherlock. I appreciate that, and thanks for your support. I will wrap it up in a couple minutes here, but how do we? Again, guys, I said it earlier. Go ahead. You go.
Cheer up. There is no point getting upset about this. This is one of those. Treat it as a practice game against a very strong opponent. Learn from that. You are fighting way above your class, like a lot. Like, look at the players they got. Look at the kind of football they play. This is championship level football.
Can I just say, I didn't think we got out. I know you're not saying this. I didn't think we got out. I think we were on the pitch. I just don't think that we recovered enough. I think we could have competed. I think I'll say this right now. If AO pushes the ball aside, that ball doesn't go in, I think things could be different. I'm not blaming it on AO. AO is a great keeper. I like it. But I'm saying, like, they were on top of us. They took a hold of it. I think we could compete with them. Let's bring them back.
Josh, could have, would have, should have. Yeah, no, I mean, could have, would have, should have. I can't talk in the. It's hard. If this didn't happen, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's very hard to. Yeah. We have to talk about what happened, and look,
it's frustrating.
Forget about it. It's frustrating, but it was not a surprise.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. It was not a surprise. Learn from it. They're gonna smash other teams down the road. They're gonna smash them. They're gonna destroy them. They were pumped against us as well. We were talking about it before. This time of teams underestimating us is gone.
Yeah.
So now we're going into the time when people are gonna be fighting against us with their maximum power. Maximum effort
They used us from our celebrity and Tom and Rob and Ryan and all this stuff. It's all a big. Yeah. It's great. But at the end of the day, our players need to play on the pitch. We need to win football matches. I believe Parkinson can recover from this. I don't, like you said, this was always this. To be fair, to your point, we were expected to lose this game, maybe draw. Right? We want to win, but I'll give you that. And I think it's a lesson learned. Take it, put it in the pocket. Let's move forward. Right?
The only why people are so upset is because we looked quite bad. We looked worse than we used to. People, that contrast, like, we looked, and people are looking at it as like, yeah, we looked quite disappointing, and that's why people are upset. But don't be, because we're just, like I said, a lot of things went against us, and this is not going to define our season. We're gonna win. We're gonna win more. This is, like, honestly, guys, we have to accept that with higher class teams, just. You feel free to throw your rotten tomatoes at me. It doesn't matter. Objectively, the style of football that we play with this setup, with these players, does not work with higher class teams like that. It just doesn't. You need more variety. When you become too predictable, they're going to do to you what they've done to us today. Mm-hmm. You need to start. The lesson learned is start spicing things up.
Yeah.
Start changing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so maybe this is the best lesson we need to take away.
Dude, we're better. We're better than. God, I'm gonna get clipped up here. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. But I have something in the pipe that I'm gonna hold back. but I hear you. If we perform the way we perform, I'm saying it a different way, we should beat teams in this league. Some teams, like you said, i.e. this team, have spent more money. They're doing well. Sometimes you can disrupt, but it might not. You can nick a win, but we're better than. God damn it, we're better than most teams in this league. Even and I like our football when we win. Tonight was not that night. By the way, Greg says excited how we respond against Crawleytown. I think the players would want to play tomorrow. You know that, and I know that as a player. You want to play tomorrow for sure. And Marie said, thanks for doing this, guys. Great as always. Thank you, Marie. Good to see you. And Saul says, Better Call Saul says, Birmingham spent ridiculous amount of money, but Wrexham do have a good football style and will. There is that too. Will and not giving up too. Yeah. Yep.
We did not look. We did not give up. Players fought till the end.
Yep.
They had no chance. There was no hope. But we could not blame them for giving up. They did not. It's just the best we could do.
Oddly enough, it was weird. When we got to that second half after they scored, we never impacted the game again. And that's the frustrating part. It was like, okay, it was almost like, those games where they just kind of fizzle out. A lot of dark arts happening. The guy, getting Belichick getting sent off, whatever the hell his name is. I don't give a shit. Things like that. Just stuff like sideshow stuff. And we didn't recover and do that.
We scored too early. They went into the mode. They got nothing to lose. When they have strong players like that, they grabbed the momentum, they grabbed the game by the horns, and they never let go. They just kept on beating us down. And we did not have anything else in our arsenal that would throw them. We kept on trying the same thing over and over again, but they figured us out, and they used it, and they never let us get up. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to do well again. That very next – okay, let's put it this way. The reason for panicking or reason for deep thoughts and possible change will be if we start losing to other teams in a similar manner. Yeah. Okay, if we have 2, 3, 4 results like that in a row with the same kind of stats and the same performance, yes, then it's time to sit down and do something about it. Make some hard decisions. But I'm pretty sure this very next game against Crawley, after the game, everybody's going to be happy again and going to be talking how everything is great and the goals were great and everybody's just better than Maradona. Yeah, so
And they go, David said, it is what it is. It's one game, 3 points. We're still top of the league. It's fucking great. I love it. We'll take it right there. And it says, Matt Al, I'd like to see Clearworth moving in Super Bowl. Might be one. And Birmingham Wrexham get promoted. I hope so too. Raymond Case says, you will win more than you lose. You'll be there at the end of the season. I think so too. I have my predictions too. And as long as we don't meet them in the playoffs too. All right. Let's get us out of here. Ivan, my guy, I know your back's probably, doing your thing. How you feeling? How's your recovery?
Not too bad. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah. Good to see you. And thank you, everybody. Maybe next week we'll be in a better mood. But again, no drama, no tragedy. As you were. Carry on.
As you were, my guy. All right, brother. I'll call you up when I get off here. I'll talk to you in a bit. All right.
All right.
Good to see you.
Love you. See ya.
Love you. Later. All right, that is Big Eye. Yeah, doing his thing. Love it. He's recovering from his back surgery. Bionic Ivan, which is great. It's good to see you. I love him. How big's in the States, Birmingham, Wrexham? It was pretty big, Saul. It was pretty big. It was. It felt big. It did. And fair play to you guys. You guys did very well. It did feel pretty big. So, with I don't know. Paramount taking over the EFL, which is great, and what's going on with Wrexham, it's really good. So I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for Birmingham. I think it's great for Wrexham. I think it's great for everyone in the League One EFL. It's fantastic. So listen, I'm just happy in certain ways. I'm taking it in pieces right there. I'm happy that we're part of these occasions where we are right now as a club. How are we going to respond for this? Again, I keep saying it. We got punched in the mouth. How are we going to respond? On the pitch tonight, I think there's a lot of learning experiences. Don't knee jerk and say we got to change the whole team. No. I probably anticipate on this weekend that the only change will be Cannon back in for Rathbone. That's it. We're gonna be at the Stoke on the weekend and against Crawley Town, which is great. So I'm excited about that, and I feel like we'll go right back into our ways. How we're gonna do it. We're gonna take this. We're gonna pocket it. We're gonna do well. Birmingham are a really good side, and again, as Ivan said, wasn't expected to win this game, so it was almost like a free hit. And these aren't title deciders; they're just great occasions, and we would love to win. Like Parkinson and the guys going back tonight, they don't want to be like, oh, shall we hope. They're going to use this tomorrow. They're going to have a day off. These guys want to be back on the pitch really like tomorrow. You can see in Dobson, he was like, and even in AO, you saw they went an ECU on him, close up on him. He was upset that he put that goal in. He was upset with himself. He was upset that it happened. He's a great keeper. I like him a lot. But it's not his fault we lost tonight. They outplayed us. We didn't respond. And how did we recover? It's about how closely we recover. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Those are the things we need to go on. And fair play to Birmingham. We're not going to win every game, and good on them. They're going to be there and thereabouts. Ivan's back surgery hasn't bitten anyone's leg. No, he has not. And Kelly says, she's sorry, that was a cat typing. Oh, Kelly. Kelly, we got to talk about rescuing my kitties downstairs. Awesome. Good to see you, Kelly. And Christine says, we don't need to beat Birmingham to get promoted. However, there's a real eye-opener of what could have come with promotion. Yes, and that's a whole thing right there, too. This is the wake-up call. This is the lesson learned. This is where we're at right now. I know I'm dragging on a little bit, getting there, but we'll do that. And Marie from SoCal is laughing at me probably, or Kelly for sure. All right. Here's the plan. Tomorrow, listen, thank you all very much. It's been a long day. We've been on for like 6 hours today. We did the watch along, which is fantastic. Thank you all so very much. Everyone, the support, the new members, thank you so very much. The super chats, love you all. And then we did Sheldon did the Wrexham time, which is great. Call-in show, fantastic. Going to start that back up, which is awesome. And then we did the Wrexham reaction tonight. So tomorrow, I am traveling. So I'm traveling. I'm going to Mexico, Cancun. Yes, for work. I don't want to go. But I'm going. Okay, because I'm a homebody. So I'm going. So, but tomorrow night will be the That's a Wrap show. So that's going to be up tomorrow. I might be on that. I'll try to get a Wrexham a Breakfast Club on Wednesday and Thursday. And I'm traveling back on Friday. So it's a little unjointed. I'm bringing the computer. I'm bringing the lights, bringing the camera. I did shave, but I got to go do this thing for work. But I'll be around. I will be here. But tomorrow morning, I don't know if I'll be able to get in the morning. I don't think I'll be able to get the Breakfast Club out. I'm so very sorry. But we will have a That's a Wrap show for you all tomorrow night. It's been great. And thanks all. And listen, can't win them all. It was a good battle, a good occasion. So we'll see how it goes. And laughing at Kelly, also McLean walking off the field. Yeah, Macca did catch a beer on the sideline, which is awesome. He always catches stick. So awesome. Thanks all very much. Good to see you. Smash a like on the way out if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. Get your local pundit hats from our Etsy account. The green one, the colorway green ones are out. I don't know where they are. Well, there's one over there. You can see it. That's a green hat if you haven't seen it. Awesome. And don't forget to like. Yes, please like and subscribe. Thank you, David Carr. Appreciate that. On that bombshell, I will see you.